The Clooney marriage, long held up as a paragon of Hollywood glamour intertwined with intellectual prowess, is now under a microscope of subtle scrutiny, as whispers from those in the know suggest that the once scorching romance between George and Amal Clooney has simmered into something far more platonic. After George's recent bombshell admission that the couple never argues, eyebrows have arched sky-high, prompting speculation about the true temperature of their decade-plus union. Far from the fairy tale narrative of passionate debates and electric chemistry that fans have romanticized, insiders paint a picture of emotional detachment masked as serene compatibility, a dynamic that feels less like a fiery love story and more like the comfortable camaraderie of old friends sharing a long-term lease on life together. At the epicenter of this intrigue is George's offhand revelation, delivered with his trademark wry charm during a casual interview, where he proclaimed the absence of conflict as a hallmark of their relationship. On the surface, it sounds idyllic, a marriage untouched by the tempests that sink lesser vessels, a testament to mutual respect and unshakable partnership. Yet, for those orbiting the Clooney inner circle, this claim rings not as a victory lap but as a red flag, hinting at a deeper undercurrent of disconnection. According to confidants speaking to entertainment outlets, the Clooney's aversion to discord isn't born of profound harmony but of a deliberate, perhaps weary, avoidance of confrontation. People around them are whispering that they barely see each other, one source confides, evoking images of two high achievers adrift in parallel universes. George jet-setting between film sets in Europe and charity galas, Amal immersed in high-stakes human rights litigation from London courtrooms to Geneva summits. Their paths, once converging in stolen weekends and candlelit dinners, now intersect sporadically, like ships passing in the foggy expanse of celebrity schedules. This perceived emotional distance manifests in the minutiae of their interactions, transforming what was once a sizzling romance into a bond that observers liken to close pals, rather than soulmates entwined in passion's embrace. The source elaborates with a tinge of melancholy. The couple's dynamic has evolved, or devolved depending on one's lens, into a partnership of convenience, where shared responsibilities eclipse stolen glances and whispered affections. When they do convene, it's not with the fervor of newlyweds but the ease of lifelong acquaintances catching up over coffee, discussing logistics rather than dreams. Some insiders go further, positing that the spark that ignited their 2014 union has flickered out entirely, leaving behind a pragmatic alliance forged in mutual admiration but sustained by inertia. There's no passion left, the tipster asserts, a stark contrast to the Clooney courtship lore. George's bold bachelor proposal at their Lake Como villa, Amal's elegant poise at the Venice wedding that blended A-list opulence with quiet elegance, and the joyous surprise of twins Ella and Alexander arriving in 2017, turning their duo into a vibrant family quartet. To understand this shift, one must rewind to the origins of the Clooney alchemy. George, the eternal silver fox whose career spans from ER's heartthrob doctor to Ocean's 11's suave heist mastermind, had sworn off marriage after high-profile splits from Talia Balsam and a string of flings with the likes of Cindy Crawford. Then came Amal Alamuddin, the Beirut-born barrister whose intellect and activism, championing WikiLeaks' Julian Assange, prosecuting war crimes at the International Criminal Court, captivated him utterly. Their 2014 nuptials, a star-studded affair officiated by Walter Cronkite's widow with guests like Bill Murray and Emily Blunt, symbolized a union of heart and mind, glamour and gravitas. The birth of their twins 3 years later amplified the narrative. George, the devoted dad trading red carpet swagger for diaper duty, Amal balancing UN advocacy with bedtime stories. Public glimpses reinforced the myth, cozy family outings in Sonoma wine country, George's gushing interviews about Amal's brilliance, her supportive presence at his directorial triumphs like the Ides of March. Yet, as the years accumulated, so did the strains of their disparate worlds. George's directorial ambitions and Nespresso ambassadorships kept him globetrotting, while Amal's role at Doughty Street Chambers and Columbia Law School adjunct professorship anchored her in academia and activism. The twins, now school-aged whirlwinds, demand a stability that their parents' jet-set lives sometimes disrupt. Insiders note rare joint appearances, no red carpet since 2022's Clooney Foundation Gala, and a growing reliance on nannies and separate residences. George's Lake Como retreat versus Amal's London townhouse. This physical separation, they argue, has bred emotional drift, where arguments are eschewed not for love's sake but to preserve a fragile equilibrium. They act like a long-time married couple without the long-time spark, the source laments, evoking sympathy for a duo caught in fame's double bind, too public to fully retreat, too busy to fully reconnect. Critics of this narrative might counter that the Clooneys embody a mature evolution of love, one where passion yields to partnership, conflict to consensus. After all, George's tequila empire, Casamigos, sold for $1 billion, and Amal's authorship of The Responsibility to Protect demonstrate aligned values: philanthropy via their foundation's anti-atrocity work, environmental advocacy through George's Sierra Club ties. Their twins, raised trilingual in English, Arabic, and French, are thriving testaments to intentional parenting. Yet, the never argue edict feels performative to skeptics, a polished soundbite that glosses over the messiness of sustaining intimacy across continents. Relationship experts often warn that chronic avoidance of disagreement can signal suppressed resentments, eroding the very trust it seeks to protect. In the Clooneys' case, it might reflect the exhaustion of constant performance, smiling for paparazzi, crafting unified fronts on issues from Ukraine aid to press freedom. Looking ahead, the question lingers: can this friendship-forged marriage reignite, or is it destined for a graceful, amicable fade? Sources hint at no immediate crisis, no divorce filings or explosive rows, but a quiet reassessment. George, at 64, contemplates semi-retirement, perhaps penning memoirs or mentoring young directors. Amal, 47, eyes expanding her legal influence globally. For the twins' sake, unity prevails, but at what cost to their parents' fulfillment? The Clooney saga, once a blueprint for unconventional bliss, now mirrors countless celebrity tales, from Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell's conscious uncoupling light to the Beckham's weathered endurance. It underscores a universal truth: even icons aren't immune to love's entropy, where initial fireworks give way to the steady glow of companionship, or its absence. Ultimately, whether the Clooney's bond is a model of evolved affection or a cautionary whisper of lost fire, it invites reflection on our own relationships. In a culture obsessed with grand gestures, their story champions the quiet strength of choosing each other daily, arguments or not. Yet, as insiders' murmurs grow, one can't help but wonder if behind the no-drama facade lies a longing for the passion that once made George chase Amal across oceans.